Yep. Yep. I don't hear anything, Ben, if you hear me. I'm not hearing it, Ben. Here we go. Thank you. No.
Set me free, why don't you, babe? Get out my life, why don't you, babe? You really don't want me, you just keep me hanging on.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to, let's see, I believe this is episode 26, Artist on Lockdown, Hangin' and Bangin' with some of the biggest stars in rock and roll. Tonight is a night with the ladies. I'm talking about some amazing rock and rollers from Vixen, Janet Gardner, from the Runaways originally, of course, our as Carmine puts it, his little sister, Lita Ford. But they're both enjoying tremendous solo careers right now, and they're going to join us in just a moment. But before we do, live from the Arcada Theater in St. Charles, just outside of Chicago, Illinois, we're going to bring to the screen here one of my best friends now. He doesn't realize it, but he is my brother as well. Come on, Vinny Appice from Dio, from Last in Line. Okay, Black Sabbath. Okay. I think your shirt is really spectacular. And you know what else, Vinny? I think by you going to the level of the effort of putting that shirt together, it says a lot about you as an individual.
Took me all week to put this shirt together, and also it's to the side, just like yours.
You know what? I just think it just shows you know what? Let's bring Carmine, because he's got to see this. Carmine, a piece from Vanilla Fudge. Carm, look at the amount of time and effort he spent on that. I think it just shows that he cares. I mean, I think that's very special.
I think you should have put on your other boob, you should have put Janet.
I was working on it. We ran out of time.
That's true, too.
So why did you move it over to the side, Vinny? I mean,
because yours is to the side.
Well, tonight, this is to the side. This is what we call a left chest. Okay.
Yeah. See, I don't know. It actually doesn't look bad if you got shirts made and it was right in the middle. Look.
Yeah, go. Okay. See, look at how much.
Good.
Look at the time and effort that you put into that. It just says a lot about you as an individual. I think.
I know.
Hey, what about me? This is the first time I ever wore a shirt that has writing on it. Look at that.
Look at that. Well, I didn't recognize without the sequins.
That's because he's got a sponsor deal with them.
Really?
No,
he didn't go out and buy the shirt.
No, but I didn't want to wear this thing. This is too hot. See this? This thing's too hot. It's long sleeve.
You just wear that around the house. That's
all right,
fine.
all right. Listen, enough with the fashion stuff, because we all look like freaking morons with that. Frankly, actually, we've got a tremendous show tonight. Again, with the ladies. Oh my goodness! So
big elbow in Australia. Wow.
Yeah, I know. They're all over the world here. Hey, let's bring them. We're having a little bit of a technical difficulty with Miss Lita Ford, but she did call in. Where is your little sister there, Carmine? Let's bring her to the there she is. Hi, Lita.
Hey, Lita.
Hey. Hi. Thank you for having me.
Yes. It's
awesome. I like the way the circle moves when you talk. Look at that.
Hello,
yeah.
hello.
It's going, yeah.
That's great. That looks like 007.
Yeah, man. That's pretty cool. Look at that. So the circle gets bigger with when my voice gets louder.
Yeah, that's right.
Jeez.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. I'm just very, very excited. We're all excited, Lita. What have you been doing with all this crazy lockdown crap happening?
Oh, my God. It's been insane. We came off the cruise ship in March, and we went on the 80s cruise, and it was like, all the bands canceled on the cruise,
Oh.
and then we came off the cruise, and our summer of 2020 was postponed with Alice Cooper, and so our entire year, I mean, of course, everybody's entire year is just sort of on hold. But so I started riding my bike, and I just went crazy in the mountains. I got a mountain bike, and it's keeping me sane.
And in shape,
That's
right?
cool.
Yeah.
Where in the mountains?
In the
I'm
desert. In the desert.
Yeah, I'm in the desert.
Well, I know you're always keeping in shape. You always look so good on stage. Such an electric show. People just go freaking nuts when you take the stage. Really, the energy is just outstanding.
Cool. Thank you so
It really,
much.
really
It's
is.
because I grew up hanging out with Carmine.
Yes, she did. We had a lot of good times.
Well, you know what I'd like to do? Let's bring our other guest on as well, because she is also a tremendous guitarist, vocalist. You know her from Vixen. Again, she is enjoying a solo breakout that's like going nuts. Let's bring her, Janet Gardner, to our microphone. Hi, Janet.
Yay!
She made it.
You guys.
Hey, we can hear you. All right.
Yay.
Well, it's so nice to see you, Janet. So nice to see you, and thank you, ladies, for being. You know, we've been doing this now for, like I said, I think it's 25 or 26 weeks.
Dude, 6 months.
I know, it's crazy.
Oh my God.
It's crazy. We've been doing it, and it's really, really been amazing. People from all over the world have been chiming in. We've been having a great time talking to some of the biggest. I mean, I know I have. I've been honored. You know, you guys know me from the Arcada Theater, right? Of course. But you know, I hate giving, especially Vinny, compliments. I really, really do. But I mean, talk about legends between Carmine and Vinny. Every week I say this. I know. Every week, the people that come on, they say just like what you said, Lita. I mean, Carmine and Vinny. I mean, these are legends, and they've affected and touched so many lives in the music world. I mean, for decades. And I'm honored to be a part of it. But tonight, having you guys. You know, it's ladies' night here.
Yeah.
And really appreciate you guys being on.
But this is the
Thank
first
you so much,
time
Ron.
we've had any female guests.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Right,
ladies'
yeah.
night.
Well,
And
Six months.
Come
it
on.
is. It is.
It's
We've
ladies'
been
night.
trying.
Pour the drinks, guys. Pour the drinks.
I know.
It's not easy getting girls.
I know. Well,
It never was.
speak for yourself.
Unless
Hey,
you're-
wait. No, come on. You know me. I've been married too many times.
That's right. Hey, Lita. You know what?
Yeah.
We've been touching this a little bit, like everybody, and I don't want to keep talking about this. We're talking about Eddie Van Halen. Obviously, we had a great show that was dedicated just to Eddie. We had Ted Nugent on, several people on, and I couldn't help but notice on your Twitter page a great shot of you and Eddie. Do you have a recollection you'd like to share?
Oh God.
Right?
You know, we grew up in California. You know, in the Orange County, Hollywood area, in all the backstage parties that Van Halen would play, and then you know they were just like backstage party guys, and of course they were amazing. And then after the shows, after their jams, we would just go someplace. Like we would all hop in a car and go someplace for the night. I mean, we would just party all night. And then, you know, the next day, I remember one day, one morning, Edward took me to his house for breakfast. He's like, no, just come to my house and I'll make breakfast. And I'm thinking, oh, okay, you know, cheese omelet, sausage, you know, something, bacon. So he just, he drags me in the kitchen and his mom is standing there. And he gets a carton of milk and a packet of Carnation instant breakfast and mixes me up a Carnation instant breakfast. Here you go. Here's your breakfast. And then
That sounds like him. That sounds like him.
Yeah. It's just, you know, and then, you know, he would
That's right.
hotwire his car. Like, he never had a key to a car. It was just wires hanging. And he was just insane. He was just like a mad scientist.
And how the house, I know when I went to his house, it smelled like smoke.
Always. Everything.
Right?
His guitar
And
case smells like smoke.
everything smelled like smoke. I went to the studio, smelled like smoke. Went to the car. It smells like smoke.
No,
Yep.
I don't remember. I just remember wires hanging everywhere. I just guitars. He never really put those guitars together. They were just a creation. You know,
Yep.
there was like stuff hanging, but they sure sounded good.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, ladies, something. I mean, you know, you hear this. You've been here. You've heard it over the years. You know how it was challenging for women in rock and roll, or challenging for women in music in general to break in, and that's kind of. I'm sure that's an obvious statement. I'm sure it was challenging in certain areas, but you know, I look at both of your ladies' careers, and you started so young. You're 16 years old. You're 17 years old. And you're already on tour, and you're with the big boys, and I mean, you're talking, you know, I mean, with even Vixen. I mean, you come out, you're opening for Ozzy and Bon Jovi and Kiss, and just so many these big things. The Runaways just took off right at the beginning. Did you find it a little bit more welcoming that you think other females had to deal with at the time?
Huh. Janet?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Lita. You can start.
Oh, well, I remember our first tour, very first tour when I left home. We went on the road with the Ramones.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
The
wow.
Runaways opened for the Ramones. It was 3 months through the United States. And, I mean, they were hardcore, 1976. And the audience was... they would throw things at the Ramones.
Yep.
And so they had chicken wire up in front of the stage.
Oh, man.
You know, and it was like, wham! You get hit for a handful of change.
Yes.
Or a flying can of Budweiser.
Oh my God.
Holy
Insane.
shit.
It's like that scene in Animal House. All right?
Yeah,
Blues
exactly.
Blues Brothers, I mean.
Blues
Yeah.
Brothers, yeah.
Exactly. I think there was one with Jeff Healey, too. Isn't there some scene like that where he gets... And then the Runaways, you know, they would get spit on. And in the punk era, that was a compliment. So if you didn't get spit on, then you just weren't cool enough. You know, so the spit would fly, like the whole place would just, you could see all the spit flying.
Oh.
And, you know, you're playing guitar and then like a big loogie lands on your fretboard.
Oh, man.
And you're just like, well, you know, do I stop and wipe it off?
Oh my God! Yep.
Do I just keep playing through it?
2200, and that's it.
You
Imagine
know,
that happening now.
You have
Oh my
to just
gosh.
keep playing through it.
Oh,
So
you get
when I
10
got
years in
home
prison.
From that tour, 3 months later, my dad picked me up at LAX airport, and I got off the plane and I saw my dad standing there, and I just cried my eyes out. That was my
Normal.
first time, you know, just, Dad, I'm home. And that was the first time I never cried after that. That was the only time.
That Vinny did that too when he after his first tour.
Oh man!
Yeah, I cried. Carmine!
Yeah, I bet.
Hold me! Squeeze me!
How about you, Janet? How was your experience?
Well, when we started, we weren't opening for anybody. We were just, you know, this girl band, and people didn't know what they were going to get.
Mhm.
So I remember one time in Oklahoma, we were playing a place called the Ramblin' Rose, and it was a country bar. And at the time, we were even heavier than, you know, we ended up being in the 80s.
Yeah.
So it was really loud and really, you know, obnoxious. So they kept telling us to turn down. So we kept turning down a little bit. And they finally ended up saying, look, we'll pay you not to play. So we had a lot of experiences like that where, you know, people didn't know who we were or what they were getting. So a lot of times they were shocked that we were, you know, a metal band, a hard rock band. They expected some cute girl thing, and that's not what they got. So
That's for sure.
yeah, it was interesting in the beginning, but, you know, after a while, people started to figure out who we were, and then, you know, we got to open for some bands that made amazing sense to us. And then people were a little more willing to accept it. But at first, yeah, it was rough. We would shock people. They would think they were going to go see something, you know.
Right.
cute and sweet, and we weren't cute or sweet.
No. Well, you definitely were cute, but you were rockers, hard rockers. That's what
I
we
was
loved about
friends. I was friends with your drummer Roxy before she was with you guys when she was with Madam X.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
And
that was a couple years ago.
yeah, and I met her and we hung out. And I said, "Man, she's really good." You know, she was really good. And this is like before you guys started. So what year did Vixen start? What year was that?
83, was it?
Yeah, I joined the band in like 1983, and Roxy joined in about 85. So
Oh, wow.
it was right after Madam X.
Right.
She joined Vixen.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Who was
Yeah.
playing?
I mean,
Who was playing drums before
Literally,
Roxy?
she came in and played half a song, and I was like, "You're in. This is it."
Who played before her?
Yeah,
Who played before her?
A girl named Lori Headland, also really great. But Roxy definitely took it to a different level.
Yeah, Roxy kicks ass.
Roxy's great, yeah.
Hey, Lita, I found one of my favorite names now. Okay, are you ready?
Okay.
Isabella Benvenuto.
Oh, Isabella Benvenuto.
I love that name.
Who was that?
That's my mom.
That's her mom.
Oh,
She's an Italian
right.
sister.
Hey, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. The bloody eye tie.
Right, you know
Wow.
what? I mean, that's a big deal.
I'm getting hungry.
I know. You know, that's the thing.
Right? It's so true.
Some raviolis or something.
Yeah, she
So-
was just wonderful. I lost
Boy,
her
that-
in 1990.
That sounds like a tomato sauce. Isabella
No.
Benvenuto, tomato sauce.
Yeah, that's a great name.
But did you now? I know you were born in England, right? You're out there. But did you have some Italian traditions? I mean, this is very important to us, Lita. I mean, music is important too. However, this is really important.
Oh, yeah. I mean, my mother was full-blown Roman. You know, we moved to the United States when I was in second grade. And we were very much a European family. You know, of course, everything evolved around food.
Yes.
Yep.
As you guys know, Carmine
Oh, yeah.
and Vinny, you know.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
and it still does today. I mean, somebody comes over and the food comes out big
Yeah.
time. So
Yeah.
I still enjoy cooking, but she was amazing. You know, when we first came to the United States, my father's boss came over for dinner, and she made some Jell-O for dessert, but she didn't know what to do with it because it was an American dessert at the time. And so when it came time to present the dessert, she put it in the oven and heated it up.
Really? Oh my God.
Yeah, that sounds
Funny.
about right.
It came out then it was liquid, right?
Yeah, it was disgusting. It was just, you know,
Hey, I want to know, Lita, capisci Italian?
me, no, just a little bit.
I understood that.
Yeah, that's all you need to know, right?
Yeah,
I mean, I know Lita since she's like 17, I think, something like that. And I never knew that.
There
I
you
didn't
go.
know
Oh,
you
really?
Italian. No.
oh yeah.
I didn't either.
Well, you know what? You know what? Kind of tip the cup is what I'm trying to say. Your middle name said she's got to be Italian.
Yeah, yeah. I know the Ford is my father's British, you know, so
Right.
But your middle name was what? Rosanna or
Rosanna, yeah.
Rosanna? Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, Rosanna.
That's a real deal.
Yeah.
That's a real deal there.
Yeah.
We got. We're coming over for Sunday dinner, Lita. I'll be there on Sunday. Okay.
So
Oh, I love
Toto must have named that song after her.
Yeah, Toto.
Sure. We're gonna go with that.
Okay, I'll take it.
So
Yeah.
you guys are enjoying your solo careers and really doing well, and you know you got. I mean, you know, obviously there's fireworks and bands and stuff, and you know, Janet, you know, I'm looking at some of the history, obviously, and there's people reunite, they break up, and all the natural evolution of so many bands. But this whole VH1 Bands Reunited thing, how did that come to be?
Well, actually, Roxy set me up on that one, and I totally was completely unaware. So I blame her for that.
So, but where were you?
Yeah,
But where were you at that time? Like,
I was in
were you guys?
and my son was just a baby, and
Mm-hmm.
I remember she called up and said, "My husband Mark has some business in Westport in Connecticut," and she said, "Do you want to meet for lunch?" So I was like, "Okay." So I'm very casual and just go there, and I turned around. I went to the front desk, and they said, "Is there a Roxy Petrucci here?" No, we don't have anybody by that name. And then I turned around, and they had ambushed me. So, and of course, you can't say no at that point. I said, "Well, did everyone else agree to do it?" And he's like, "Yeah, everybody else is on board." So
you were broken up at the time, right? You were split up at the time.
Oh yeah, we had them.
And they ambushed you.
I hadn't seen any of them in years.
Wow. So no rehearsal. I mean, you guys just did it.
Well, I think we rehearsed maybe once or twice while we were there. But yeah, we just it was spur of the moment, and of course I was sick. That really helped, and I hadn't sang in a long time, so it was stressful. But it was really great to see everybody. I gotta say, we had some fun doing it.
But didn't it lead to you guys doing some more gigs together?
Not at that time, no. Everybody was still kind of doing their own thing, and like I said, my son was 1 year old at the time, so I was busy with that, and Cher was doing her own thing, and Jan had another version of Vixen together and working. So at that time it didn't, but it did kind of break the ice to future things.
Yeah.
So
it seemed like it.
Where was that? Where do you live?
I'm in the Chicago area now. I'm in the
Chicago.
Yeah,
Right near him, right near Ron.
Well, you know what? Since we're on that topic, why don't we talk about your, if you don't mind me saying, Janet, let's talk a little bit about your marital status, shall we? Because I'm pretty proud of you, frankly.
Absolutely. Justin! He's here. Justin!
He's got to put his underwear on.
Yeah, here's my husband.
Hi, Justin.
You know him. Actually, you guys all know him. I know he's met Lita.
Yeah, I met him.
We played with, here he is, with Vinny and Carmine.
Oh, yeah, hey.
What's up, bro?
How you doing? That's
Hey,
right.
let me ask you a question, though. I'm curious, how did you guys meet?
Ron. Actually, Lita, you were there the night that Justin and I met.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ron, you were the night that Justin and I met.
Wait.
Yep.
I don't think I know Justin. Vinny, you know Justin?
Yeah, we played at the Christmas benefit.
Yes. Yeah. How you guys doing?
On the East Coast there with, we played with Janet.
And PLR
and
Toy
Justin.
Garage. Remember, Carmine?
Yeah.
No.
It was the radio station and the furniture store.
Yeah.
Place.
In Connecticut.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I had Vixen and I had Lita on the same bill at the Arcada Theater.
Yeah.
And holy smokes, the Justin was there, and bam, fireworks.
That's right. Yep. We've never been the same since. It's all your fault, Ron.
Cool.
You can either blame me or thank me. It's up to you. It depends what night of the week, right?
We're thanking you right now.
But you
But
guys
there's always
did some songs together recently, didn't you? Justin and Janet, you guys recorded some songs or some videos or something?
Oh yeah, we did.
We just released our third album together.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
Yeah, cool.
the first two were just under Janet Gardner, and now this one is called Synergy, and it's actually Gardner James.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. And
Cool.
Justin's
Hey.
playing guitar, of course, right?
Yeah, and we wrote all the songs together.
Oh, that's so fun.
That's cool.
can't wait to have you guys back.
Wow.
Can't wait to have you guys back, man. Hey, Lita, you know what? Close My Eyes Forever, right?
Yeah.
I really, I read about the story. I read about, you and Ozzy, and something I can just imagine what that experience was like trying to write a song with Ozzy Osbourne.
Yes,
It was insane.
I could vouch for that.
Did you write?
I could too.
And I did the finishing touches of Bark at the Moon, doing the vocals with Ozzy. It was like, I think it was 2 or 3 words at a time, recording them, because he couldn't remember all of them. You know, so I was like, all right, let's do those 3 now, Oz. You know.
Oh wow.
What was your experience like?
Yours?
Me, I had an interesting experience when we wrote "Close My Eyes." Sharon was my manager at the time, and
wow.
and her and Ozzy, we were in the recording studio, and they came to the studio to bring me a housewarming gift, which was a life-size duplicate of Coco the gorilla from the San Diego Zoo.
Okay.
And you know, Ozzy walks in with this Coco with the gorilla, which is as big as he is, and it's holding the kitten. You know, I don't know if you remember, Coco the gorilla had a kitten, so the kitten was stitched onto this Coco the gorilla. And so I took a break from recording, and Ozzy and I started playing pool, and we had some wine, and Sharon got bored and she left. And she left Ozzy with me. And
Wow.
I know that one.
yeah. I mean, we had a great night. We had a lot of fun. There was a guitar and amplifier in the little room next to the pool table. And Ozzy and I went in this little room with our wine, and we closed the door. And he started singing "Close My Eyes." And I started playing guitar, and next thing I know, we came out of that room and the sun was up. Right. You know that one too, right, Carmine?
Yeah.
So that all happened just that one night that the song was put together, basically?
Yeah, well, I took the song home and worked on it after that night, what was left. But, I mean, Ozzy had, if I close my eyes forever, will it all remain the same? And if I close my eyes forever, will it all remain unchanged? And I think at that time, those lyrics might have been directed towards maybe his relationship with Sharon. And he didn't say that to me, but I kind of felt those vibes.
Right.
They were going through some turmoil at the time.
Yeah.
I think they're always going through turmoil.
I know.
When I joined the band, I went on the road in Europe, and I'm sitting in the tour bus, and I look inside. They're inside like a side of the road kind of restaurant, and with glass front. And all of a sudden, I see Ozzy hold off and punch Sharon in the face. I said, "Whoa!" I went like, "Whoa!" And I said to Bob Daisy, I start going off the bus. He goes, "Where you going?" I said, "Ozzy just hit Sharon in the face. You know, that ain't cool. You know, I'm gonna go like help her out." So Bob says, "Stay out of it."
Yeah.
So he held me back, and sure enough, a few minutes later, Sharon hauled off and hit him right smack in the face with a punch.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, man.
I think
Bob says, "Don't worry about it. It happens all the time."
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I bet you TMZ rents a bedroom in their house.
Now.
I know.
Back then, nobody cared, you know.
So let me ask you, ladies here. I mean, I know that like Lita, I know one of your inspirations, Richie Blackmore, and you've got a lot of these probably similar inspirations. But I do want to touch back on the female situation. Who would be a female, both of you ladies, a female inspiration? I mean, I heard one young lady talk about like Connie Francis being a vocal inspiration.
Really?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, because she was a rock star of her era for sure. My Aunt Connie, as I call her. But who would be a female inspiration to you guys?
Vocally or on guitar?
Well, you know what? I probably vocally, because of the guitar. Actually, both, because that'd be really interesting. The guitar.
It's both.
Yeah, both.
I mean, I was a guitar player way before I was a singer, and there really weren't too many female guitar players or singers that I really loved back in when I was first beginning. I mean, of course, Janis Joplin had the attitude
Yeah.
and that vocal style that was just off the hook. You know, I don't know anyone that couldn't love Janis Joplin. But I don't know. What about you, Janet?
Well, I mean, you were talking about, Connie Francis, and if you go way back, I mean, like my initial memories of hearing like Etta James.
Oh yeah.
That kind of, the initial raspy, sort of gritty, greasy kind of sounding stuff. I mean, I could trace my root back to like her, and then like Lita said, then there was Janis Joplin, and then
what about Tina Turner?
Yeah, man.
And since then there's been like an avalanche of amazing female vocalists, and still are. So there was definitely a lot of people to pave the way, and there was plenty of inspiration from different soul singers, or Aretha Franklin. When I would listen to her, I would get just lost in it. And so many of those, and I think the biggest one definitely for like modern hard rock singers would definitely be Joplin.
Oh yeah, it's amazing, and especially in her short life. I mean, it's unbelievable what an effect her and Jimmy have had on so many rock lives. Inspiration-wise, you hear this consistently, but they were so unique in their styles and their power, vocally with the guitar or whatever it was. It was just you really understand it when you talk decades later, and still how those 29-year-olds really affected so many careers. Really something.
Well, yeah, it was so, uninhibited.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she was the first woman that I really heard that had no inhibitions whatsoever. There was nothing about being female about her. Didn't matter. There was nothing about being proper or...
No, she drank a lot.
What a female should
that always helps.
Should be.
Yeah, right.
We played
amazing.
1969. We played a show with Janis Joplin and Manila Fudge and Johnny Winter, and we did a jam. So it was me, Tim Bogert. You remember Tim, Lita? We had lunch with Tim that time.
Yeah, of course.
That was an interesting lunch. Tim Bogert, me, and Lita at an IHOP. That was fun.
IHOP.
Anyway, so
for you, Lita.
So we were playing a blues with Johnny Winter, Tim Bogert, me, Janis Joplin singing, and in the solo, Janis came back to me. She had a bottle of Jack, and she stuck the Jack in my face and just tilted it up. And so, I mean, I got such a gigantic jolt of Jack Daniels, I almost fell off the drum stool. And she was drinking it. She was drinking it like Coca-Cola. Just kept. Oh, it was amazing. What a voice on her. What an attitude on her. And
wow,
she was an amazing personality.
I'm so glad I got to hear that story.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I'm so jealous.
Yeah. I know. Well, there's got to be somebody that you've either played with, or that you're just totally like, oh my gosh, I'm the biggest fan, and you got starstruck. I mean, even as big as stars as you guys are, there's got to be somebody that you were in their presence just like that.
What about Mick Jagger?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
You guys got any Jagger stories?
No.
What?
I never met him.
No way. Well, I think he's probably my greatest vocal inspiration because, I mean, I loved Etta James too, but I think Mick is like the male version of Etta almost.
Wow, interesting.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you think about it, they are.
Yeah.
You listen to them.
Well, the both have a very unique.
Because I see Mick Jagger in you when you're on stage. The way you move and stuff, I see a lot of Mick Jagger in you. It's funny that you said that because I don't think I've ever heard you say that, but I totally get it. I totally see it.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
The attitude and I love it.
And it's interesting because, both you guys came up, around the a couple of years difference here or there, but, typically the 80s came, and a lot of that '80s pop sound started coming. But you guys really kind of fought that. You guys stayed true to yourselves and stayed the hard rock road. Was that a difficult thing to do? And not succumb to the what was it? Was it hard not to succumb to that '80s pop kind of sound that was taking over at the time?
Oh my God, I got so much shit from the record company. You know, Lita, put some clothes on. Lita, take off that blush. Lita, tone down your eyeshadow. You know, get rid of that guitar. It has blood.
Come on, really?
And I'm like, yeah, well, no, I'm not getting rid of anything. You know, well, we can't put that record in Walmart. Or we can't put that record in Target because it has blood on it, and you don't have any pants on.
I had that eyeshadow problem too.
Oh, you did?
Doesn't shock any of us, Vinny. I'm telling you.
I know. It's this shirt and the eyeshadow is clashing.
No, it's just they wanted me to be somebody I wasn't.
Yeah, they always want that.
I couldn't do it.
Jump on
Well,
the
you know
bandwagon.
that whole flock of seagulls kind of thing that was happening, you know. And I know that's what I'm saying, but it was taking over, and how, you know, again, you're battling the record companies, you're battling sometimes management, like, hey, this is the next step, you got to do this. It's hard. I know it's hard, right?
They used to slip notes and cards and letters telling me, you know, what to do with myself. They would slip them under my hotel room doors. My managers, you know, Lita, you need to stop doing this, and Lita, you need to quit doing that. And I'm just like, what the fuck do you know?
Right.
You're not the
Hey, Lita, did you get the letters I slipped under your door?
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, I'm in room 219.
Yeah, I'll see you there.
Bring some pasta.
Yeah,
right.
Bring the noodle.
Bring your mama's sauce.
Hey, Lita, who influenced you on guitar? We can get to that.
Yes.
Oh God, well, you know, big Black Sabbath fan.
Yeah.
Right from the get-go. I just loved the Sabbath riffs, and it was so dark and powerful.
Yeah.
I just I had to learn how to do that. It was just so badass. And Vinny, I mean, you got to play with them for so many fucking shows, and you know, you played.
Tony was evil and badass. So I mean, just incredible the way he played.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Even just the chord, you could tell it's Tony the way the chord was vibrato, you know. And
yeah.
the notes and everything was just so dark. It's great.
Yeah.
I loved it, obviously.
Yeah.
So during this lockdown, did ladies? I know Janet, we touched on. You got some new music. What's the status of it? Is it coming out, or is it just come out?
Justin and our album came out August 7th.
Okay.
So it's been out for a few months now, and you know, it's doing great. It's on Spotify, and you know, you can buy it on Amazon if you want a physical copy. And we did 4 videos because, you know, we're stuck at home. We can't tour. No one can see us. We can't see anyone. So we did a bunch of videos for this album too. So that's kept us busy. And then we're working on album number 4 now.
Cool.
That's something. Lita, are you working on some new music?
Oh my God! If you only knew, I've been working on music since 2014. 6 years now on this record.
Really?
You know, together with touring and trying to record. You know, I live on the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
The producers and the songwriters are on the East Coast, and you know, they tour, and then I tour, and then the songs. It's almost like I had to live them before I could write them.
Oh, I see.
And they're really just, I don't know, they're just off the hook. They're off the hook. And we've lost, my songwriting partner died.
Oh, geez.
It's like, dude, you know, but he's watching over us. I know he's watching over us because amazing things happened after we lost him. And I knew it was him up there maneuvering stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So
was that your process?
Did he die of COVID?
No.
Oh, okay.
Good.
So
No.
is that your process, Lita? I mean, you really take it, let life hit you one way or another, and just kind of absorb it and write it down.
With this album, I did, yeah, I did. And Gary Hoey and I are both playing guitars on this record. And now the record's done. We recorded everything. We're just going to do some final mixing and mastering. And listening back to what Hoey and I played on guitars is just like, Gary, is that you or is that me?
Wow,
I don't really know. I think that's me on your guitar. and so we would just throw the guitar back and forth to each other in the studio. And we would say stuff like, oh, this part doesn't work. Hey, grab the Telecaster. Or, hey, grab the Taylor. Let's put some acoustic on this. So there's some really amazing guitar work on this record, and I'm so proud of it. Really can't wait. And the lyrics and everything, it's a concept record.
Mm-hmm.
So
well, that's exciting that Gary is such a part of it, because obviously does his Ho Ho Hoey Christmas show every year, but he's also such a bluesy, I think of you and I think of him, and he's such a bluesy rock kind of a guy versus you're kind of a little harder edge rock. So the combination's got to be really exciting.
It's really, really great. It's really great. I mean, we did some stuff. The last solo we played together, I was just like, oh my God, it sounds like the Scorpions 2021 or 2020. It's just so exciting. Because, I'll play something and then he just looks at it and says, oh, I got to put a harmony with that. And then he'll grab a guitar and play a harmony with it. And it just comes to life. Super cool stuff. So I'm excited.
Wow. So, I've spoken to a couple, one of the times, I think it was when I had Vixen with you guys, Janet, I always try to give an opportunity at my theater, any of the shows I do, to try to have like a young band, open or get a little shot, just to try to give them that little push and experience what it's like to be around superstars such as yourselves. And one of the bands, I can't think of the name of it right now, I don't know if you remember, there were 3 bands on it. And matter of fact, it might have been the show that you did, Lita, as well. I think I had 3 bands. And these young girls were just in awe of both you ladies, both of the bands. And you've given so much inspiration to these young, especially young girls. Is there a little bit of advice you can give to them as it pertains to today?
What do you think, Janet?
Well, I think,
I like that. I don't know. What do you think, Janet?
It's like the newscast. Back to you, Janet.
Back to you, Janet.
I would say get out there and play every chance you get. Take every opportunity to play in front of people and get used to it and get real with what you're doing and with the audience. But we can't do that right now. So, be your authentic self. Do what's in your heart, do what's in your soul, and people will feel it. Pretty simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Different world now with not being able to play live.
Totally different. So Janet, your band right now is just you and Justin, correct?
No, we have a bassist and a drummer that we've had pretty much the entire time. Richie Rivera on drums. And
Bloody Mary, right, Jan?
Richie on bass.
Okay. And Lita, how's your band hanging in there?
They're amazing. They just never waver. Bobby Rock played the drums on 11 tracks just recently in September.
I know, Scotty. Yeah.
Yeah, great.
He's good.
And,
We got some stories about Bobby Rock, me and Vinny.
No, I bet that you can't talk about.
Hey, I went to see Lita in Buffalo, New York outside, and I'm standing on the side of the stage, and you guys are playing, and Bobby Rock's playing, and his cymbal fell down. So I'm looking around going, well, where's the dude, going to come up and fix the cymbal? Nobody came up, so I went on stage, and I fixed it for him.
Really?
And he didn't know. He looked over. He almost fell off the drums.
What an expensive drum tech he had that night,
right?
huh?
I know.
Yeah, we did a drum.
I got the angle perfect. I saw where it
We did a drum clinic together, me, Vinny, and Bobby back years ago, and two funny things happened on that tour. One of them was, well, actually, one was a separate issue, not with Vinny, but you know, Bobby's a health freak, right, Lita?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he would like have everything healthy. He would not eat any junk food and everything. So we would go on the road, and we deliberately would stop at a Waffle House. You know, and we'd sit there, and Bobby he'd always carry his food around, and we go, oh, Bobby, look at this waffle, and we put it past his face and put the syrup on it and the butter, you know, and just busted his chops to the end. And another time we went to, I did a clinic with him in Minneapolis, and we went out, me and Bobby went out with some friends, and I had some talcum powder that it broke, you know, the bottle broke. So there was a big blob of talcum powder on my table. So when we come back, we were smoking a joint, and Bobby was in the next room, and I had some people in my room. And then Bobby came in my room. Just as he came in the room, there's a knock on the door. We said, yeah, who is it? It's the police, right? And then they came in with dogs and all that stuff. They found the joint. They said, oh, the joint, that's nothing. That's only a ticket. I said, so what are you here for? He points to the talcum powder.
Really?
He said, we're here for that.
God.
I said, that? He said, what's that? I said, that's shower to shower. You know? So he goes over and puts it, you know, his finger in it, tastes it, and it goes, the other cop goes, shower to shower. So me and Bobby laughed, and it was so funny. You know, but I got a ticket for smoking pot. I paid $75.
That's insane.
Yeah, ask him about that when you see him.
Oh my God, I would be horrified.
Yeah, it was funny.
So let me ask all of you, how is this, you know, it's great to hear the stories of, you know, obviously when you're in a band, you have stories amongst each other, but it's you guys interface with each other so much, other musicians, and you collaborate, and how does this happen? I mean, aside from how it happened for Lita with Ozzy, that was an extremely interesting story. But like for example, you've got Gary Hoey. I know you've had experience, Lita, with one of our good friends, Ronnie Thal. You know, Bumblefoot.
Yeah.
And you know, another just tremendous performer. And I know you collaborated with him as well, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I've been blessed in my life to play with a lot of the most wonderful musicians in the music industry. Right from the very beginning, you know, being involved with Kim Fowley in the Runaways days.
Yeah.
He just introduced me to everybody, including Richie Blackmore.
Wow.
You know, I was just so in love with Richie.
Yeah. Well, he's such a unique guy, my God.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, you know, there's so many great people and people that have influenced so many lives in the music industry, and I've just been so blessed to learn from them and grow up with them and get high with them. Carmine, jam all night long.
Yeah,
shower to shower.
You remember the shower to shower? I remember when Lita, after she took a break from the music business, she started coming back. You played B.B. King's.
Oh yeah,
right? And I went up and jammed with you. Remember?
Man.
I don't know what we did. But that was a lot of fun.
We played Jimi Hendrix Fire.
Oh, we played Fire. Okay.
Good song.
That was good fun.
That.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. I mean, you've collaborated with some of the best. You know, Janet and Vixen. You got, you know, I know Anita brought up Richard Marx. I know you co-wrote a song with you guys co-wrote a song with Richard, didn't you?
Yeah, he actually wrote the song, but he wrote it for us, and yeah, it was really amazing working with him because, I mean, he really nailed what we were about after, you know, knowing us for maybe a year.
But how does that happen? A guy like Richard Marx writing for Vixen, how does that even happen?
We met through our management company. We had the same manager, and Lita, you remember Alan Novak?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's how we met him, because we had the same manager, and we had talked to him now and then, and he came to see us play, and we sort of became friends. And for me, that's really important to make a connection with somebody. I'm not one of those people that can go on a songwriting assignment, with a stranger. You show up to the
Right.
top. It's like a blind date or something. I really can't do that. In order to work well with somebody, I have to know them and have a connection and feel comfortable. And Richard was amazing at doing that, just kind of getting to the meat of it and figuring out what we were about and how he was going to get the best performance out of all of us.
Mhm.
Yeah, he had a great voice.
Doesn't he do security on airplanes too?
No.
You remember
No, he
that?
I
doesn't.
missed that. What?
He does security on airplanes. There was an airplane incident, and he broke up the fight on the airplane a couple of years ago. You know, Ron, right?
Absolutely.
And there was video of him. Yeah, he nobody did anything. He got up and
Yep.
I don't know if he punched the
He
guy
did
or
the
something.
Chicago thing. He lives out here, for half the time. But
That was a big thing. It was a big
Yeah.
thing. Richard Mark breaks a fight on airplane and all this stuff.
well, it's amazing. You know about his
Wow.
pop career. You know about his pop career. You know his songs. But he does this show, this acoustic show that he does. Half of it or more is all the songs that he's written for people. It's astounding. The
Yeah.
songs he's written for people. I mean, astounding.
Well, he's won Grammys. He's an
Yeah.
amazing
Yeah.
writer. I mean, he's a great singer. He's a great musician.
I love his voice. I love his voice.
Yeah, he's got a great voice and
Killer
he
voice.
writes really amazing songs. He's lucky
Hey.
that we knew him and got to work with him.
Absolutely. Lita, you talked about, we touched on Richie before, but I want to mention this. Did you ever share a stage with Richie?
We toured with Blackmore's Rainbow when Jolyn Turner was their lead singer. I think it was 83 or 84. We toured Europe with Blackmore's Rainbow. That was a lot of fun. Richie would hand me my guitar every once in a while. Like I'd look over at the tech, to switch guitars, and Richie would be standing there. Here, he was just a kid. He was such a cute guy. It's like a personality, part of his personality that not a lot of people would see.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, that's it. That's it. You hear about Richie, and he's kind of a very I don't even know what word.
Secluded
Yeah.
kind of guy. Yeah.
You don't picture him actually being not. I don't want to say friendly, but kind of generous with his time with somebody backstage. But it sounds like you had some nice backstage moments with him.
Oh yeah, he's just an amazing person all the way around.
I mean, creatively, of course.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I mean,
but
he did
personally,
a lot of cool things. A lot of cool things. He was very much into magic and.
yeah.
Black magic.
Hello.
But I mean, it was just it was incredible. I remember one time we did a show in Scotland, and we stayed at the Dalhousie Castle, and Richie had he had a seance in the library, and
Wow.
I was like, I'm not going in that seance. I just thought, you know what, I'm going to go out and have a drink and go ride a horse because they had a stable.
Yeah, that's right.
So this goddamn horse took off on me and just started running through the forest, and I couldn't stop him.
Oh no!
And
That'll teach you to piss off Blackmore.
Yeah.
Oh, it was just the weirdest thing. Trees were flying over my head, and I'm ducking down and trying. I'm thinking I'm going to die. This is
This
it.
is
I'm
like
gone. I'm
this
gonna die.
is your next video, Lita. For the album. I mean, really.
I mean, I was,
Seance?
yeah,
That'd be funny.
right?
That's funny.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
Hey, Ronnie used to do seances too, and Ronnie played with Richie,
Yeah.
especially in England in these old hotels we stayed,
Yeah.
and we did some of those too.
Vinny,
Yeah,
do you think Ronnie
Love
you
it.
think Ronnie actually kind of picked it up from Richie?
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah.
Wow.
We stayed in these those kind of hotels, and
Yeah.
and it's supposed to be haunted, and then hey, let's have a seance tonight, And he had some experiences. He said one night that we did it, and then later on, that Wendy almost fell down the steps. Somebody pushed her. you know, and there was nobody there. There was nobody there.
Wow.
And then I had to walk across the courtyard. It was like stables that were turned into rooms. So after all this, now it's like 3 in the morning. I have to go walk across this haunted courtyard to go to my room. I'm like, oh my.
And knowing you, Vin, you didn't like that.
No, I didn't like that. So I got on this horse, right? No, I'm kidding.
No,
Yeah,
you
right.
didn't.
I've never been on a horse.
Me neither.
Well, maybe you should. Vinny, was Ronnie? I mean, because I had never heard that part about Ronnie, about that. I don't know if it's spiritual or about the other side. Was he very much into that kind of thing? The supernatural.
It was time for it when you're in an old hotel castle in England and it's drizzly out and thunder and shit down.
Yeah, but you look at Ronnie's house. Ronnie based his house. His house looked like old England.
His house looked like that. Yeah. His house was like that too. You know.
And those places.
And
were
Sabbath,
like
we were in the studio
1800s.
with Sabbath in L.A. and Rod Stewart and Carmine was next door, so we put all these upside down crosses all over the place, and they were coming in. People from Rod's camp were coming in going, "Is that for real?" And so we saw that, so we just elaborated on it.
That was funny. That was funny.
Awesome.
So, any plans? I mean, has management talked about, hey, let's get ready for spring or anything? Are you guys talking those terms yet?
Yeah, we've got some shows coming up in December.
Oh,
you think
really?
you'll play them?
Yeah, well, they're acoustic performances, and they're sort of downsized. But Patrick and I are going to go out and do some acoustic shows together. So
That's
things
awesome.
are moving, things are starting to move. So that's good.
Good.
Well, I can't wait to have you guys back at the Arcada Theater.
Oh, you
again.
can't wait to have anybody back already.
You're right. You're right.
True.
I'm dying over here. I'm dying.
I know. It's so freaking sad that everybody's stuck in this mess.
I know, man. I mean, and that's the thing. I mean, it's at this point now. We're supposed to have this vaccine now and everything. I mean, I'm feeling that we will be able to tour just after the holidays, like right after January. I think we'll have a Valentine's Day breakout. That's what I think.
Yay!
That's what I'm
like
feeling.
that.
Party at Ron's place.
Yeah.
Yes, a party at my place. Meatballs for everybody.
Oh, now you're talking.
You're on.
Right.
All right, Janet Gardner, thank you so much. Lita Ford, we love you guys.
Yeah,
Really?
Lita, good to hear
Thank you,
you.
guys.
My pleasure. Nice
I'm gonna call you, Lita. I'm gonna call you and talk.
And Janet.
Cool.
All right, well, all the best, you guys. Hey, everybody out there, thank you for joining us again. Artists on Lockdown.
Next
We're
week.
at each week. Yes,
Next
go
week.
ahead, Carmine.
Who's next week?
We've got Elliot, I think, next week, don't we?
Elliot Easton and Mark Farner next week.
Oh, and Mark Farner, too. Grand Funk Railroad Man.
Yeah.
That's gonna be
Yeah.
another great show. Yeah.
That'll be
So
fun.
wish you all the best. Make sure you like us. Make sure you share it. Artists on Lockdown, hanging and banging every Thursday night. Lita Ford, Janet Gardner, we love you very much. Stay safe. Stay healthy. As we say to everybody out there.
So, thank you.
And all the
Yeah,
fans
coming.
watching.
See you, Lita. See you,
Good night,
Janet.
everybody.
Good luck, everybody.
I love you
Bye-bye.
guys.
Love you
Love
too.
you.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Set me free. Why